The federal election has now drawn to a close, and opposition leader Anthony Albanese has stormed to victory, defeating the former Prime Minister Scott Morrison, and will become the 31st Prime Minister of Australia. It has become one of the biggest victories for the Labor Party, who have currently secured 72 seats in the House of Representatives, with the Liberal Party only currently securing 55 seats so far. After a dismal performance from the coalition, the Labor Party are now 4 seats shy of winning the majority in the House. According to the polls, though, a survey was conducted by Resolve Strategic for the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age, which indicated that the Greens had currently increased their primary vote from 11% to 15%, a figure that has generated a lot of skepticism among the Australian pollsters. But after a tough performance so far, the Greens have managed to secure only 2 seats in the lower house. In the lead up to the election, I spoke to Dr. Zari Gazarian, a senior lecturer of politics and international relations at Monash University, and he explained that the outcome for the Greens was going to be quite difficult to comprehend coming up on election day.
It's about the Greens. The Greens traditionally have been polling around about 10, 11%, somewhere around there for the last 1 or 2 elections. So if they are to get a 15% primary vote, that's quite a large jump from the last election. We just don't know, of course, until the votes are counted. But if that is the case, then the Greens are on track to do well.
According to a Conversation News article, a news poll was taken showing a mysterious result where almost 51% of Australians were currently dissatisfied with Scott Morrison's performance, and 44% seemed satisfied. But on the other hand, Anthony Albanese's approval rating had skyrocketed to 39% for the approved Prime Minister. Dr. Kazarian explains that the most useful aspects regarding the current polls is understanding the two-party preferred votes, which is the most important for Australians in determining who is in an election-winning position.
What we're seeing, what the most important measure of opinion polls, the most useful rather, is the primary vote. Sure, that gives us an indication of who's going to get the primary support in terms of primary votes from the community. But critically important is the two-party preferred vote. And the two-party preferred vote is the most important because that indicates to us who's in an election-winning position.
As of last week, the polls were indicating that the Liberal Party were heading for an election defeat, in which making a comeback was to be extremely difficult. Dr. Kazarian explains that in order for Scott Morrison's coalition to have had any chance in winning the election, their only hope was to maintain the consistency in the lower house.
The task for the coalition is hard. They are going for a 4th term, which is difficult. They have, in the opinion polls, the pattern has been that they've remained unpopular, and they only have 1 seat majority in the House of Representatives. So essentially they cannot lose a single seat. They must win every seat they currently have and try and win seats off Labor if they are to extend their lead.
This is Romeal Zoomalan reporting for News Aplenty.